Okay. Two
Wizards, one orb. Female edition.
So this is kind of uncommon for us to do, but we have a female guest in the show. I'm up at my college, a secret. You may not know that information. And I have a female guest today. Her name is...
Izzy Riemel. I'm so excited to be here. Longtime fan.
She's one of our oldest listeners. And Isaac is back in our hometown. I'm at college now. He's still in high school. So we're going to have one without him today. I know, real sad, but we have some wonderful things for you guys today.
I feel super honored. Obviously, the shoes I have to fill are enormous. I would never, ever, ever be able to fill them with my tiny, beautiful, perfect girl feet. But I will do my best to bring a different pair of shoes to the table and do my best to deliver to you guys as devoted listeners.
Exactly. Good. All
So,
right.
yeah, what are we here to talk about today?
So we want to talk about the gross misinterpretation of the Barbie movie and the Oppenheimer movie. You know, mainstream media portrayed these two movies as one, a commentary on feminism, and the other one as a commentary on the nuclear bomb and your personal take on it.
But obviously, although everybody's entitled to their own interpretation of media, and obviously there's no one way that anybody can watch a show, there are some things that the directors intended that it's just hard to see that integral message go over so many watchers' heads, and hearing the discourse in popular media, not seeing these integral themes discussed is really, really hard as somebody who's an enjoyer of the arts.
Yes, we spoke with Greta Gerwig, director of the Barbie movie.
Mm-hmm.
And
directly after her Oscars snub, too, which was, after a lot of
Painful.
controversy.
Painful.
But she thinks that this misinterpretation was really part of why the Academy Awards couldn't recognize kind of the beauty and genius of her work, honestly.
Indeed, and we have it here first, folks, the actual interpretation of the Barbie movie.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Greta Gerwig tells us this is, it's on the labor situation in Southeast Asia.
Yeah, which Southeast Asia is a really big thing that people are not talking about. Southwest Asia is huge. People love talking about the labor situation there over in China necessarily, but Southeast Asia, it's pretty brave that she would take on a message like that.
We're talking Philippines, Vietnam, Japan. They all think they made it out of the clear because they have some giant next to them taking up all the attention. But no, we're looking at the little people here, the child labor workers. Mm-hmm. They're essential. We need them. Who cares if they're working 90 hours a week? We need them. Brands like Temu, Shein.
Exactly. And it's a controversial message, but that is what media is for. Media is there to take that hard stand, the unpopular stand that nobody else is brave enough to take. And talking about child labor, there's a lot of big opinions out there, but at the end of the day, it brings so many good things that this culture does not recognize, and that's what the Barbie movie was trying to portray. Exactly. So what would you say the main interpretation of it was?
Yeah, you could easily say, Chip, you're stupid. Who could pull that out of that? That's just, you're grasping at straws. I say that the metaphor is that Ken was in an oppressive society, and he, lashed out and took control over it, which is the children creating unions. Ken represents the children, and patriarchy is the union. They wanted to unionize and create a labor standard force, and Barbie, the ultimate winner, mm-hmm. the executives of the labor forces shot it down like they should have, mm-hmm. as the children deserved.
Well, yeah, I think that they did a really good job showing in the movie that these unions and these things encouraging protective labor laws and equal pay and rights for children, that's not going to work. It's not what they want. The Kens did not enjoy having their free reign over society. All Ryan Gosling wanted was for Margot Robbie to take him into her sweet arms again. And all the children want is to be able to be back at their sewing machines.
Getting their hands caught in the machine.
Exactly.
They yearn for the yarn.
They yearn for the strings, truly. And they yearn for the sequins and beautiful, beautiful gowns and clothes that they can bring out.
You know why kids play Minecraft nowadays? It's because they want to mine. We need to bring back hard labor for children.
It is what any utopian society is built on. And some of our forefathers understood this. I mean, this is a country built on child labor and built on putting them damn kids to work.
Exactly. And, we think as a society now we've been too soft. We think, let's let them have fun as their children because they'll work their whole life. This is the prime of their work career. They can work the hardest. They're smaller. They have dexterity. And they can bounce back from injuries better.
That is so true. And they have such malleable minds. We have young minds who are so ready and eager to learn and take that work and make it into something larger. But they're not being taught that now.
No, they're being taught to
that's
free
kind of a good
think.
point. I kind of stand by that one. But no, it's hard seeing a theme that everybody's saying is like pink is feminism and it's good and everything's going to be perfect once everything is pink. And also Ryan Gosling is hot. But not all of those facts are true. Some of them are. Ryan Gosling is very hot. But, unions seem attractive at first too. But then you see the actual things that they bring.
Problems.
You see the problems with rights for laborers.
No, you give these kids too much money, they'll just overthrow you. You need to keep a strong grip, and that's what Greta Gerwig was trying to portray in this movie. Is that the Kens, yes, they did rise up, but it was shot down, just as the children would if they uprose.
Obviously. Well, and this is the thing. They had the power to rise, but that's not what made them happy.
No.
At the end of the day, the Kens were happiest serving the Barbies and existing for the Barbies.
The Barbies being the Chinese corporations.
Yes.
Well, sorry, not Chinese, that is the Southwest.
Asian.
We're talking Vietnam, Philippines, and
Yeah,
Japan.
obviously. We don't want to take Gerwig's message and try and twist it in any way.
This is from her.
This is exactly, right after these movies are coming out, I'm sure it was hard for her to see how much people misinterpreted it.
I'm sure it hurt her too, And,
Yeah.
and society may not be ready for this opinion, but I think we certainly are.
Exactly.
Because we're more progressive on this podcast.
Mm-hmm. And we'll say the things that people aren't necessarily willing to hear. Which, again, that's what she was trying to do with her movie. It's just sad to me that it went over so many people's heads.
Exactly. Well, moving on. Our next topic is over Oppenheimer, another misinterpreted gem of 2023.
Honestly, yeah, this was kind of a phenomenon, Barbenheimer. People were going up and dressing. Personally, my little brother dressed up and went and saw both of them. He had pink on for Barbie and a trench coat on for Oppenheimer. So,
Simpleton.
obviously, you think, well, honestly, if he was trying to adhere to Greta Gerwig's original move, he would have had on the Nike dupe shoes.
The rags.
Yeah.
The sewing coming out of the fingers.
Exactly. And probably a Shein top that's 2 sizes too small and shedding microplastics.
Exactly.
Exactly. The microplastics are essential to her message, but
yes,
that's neither here nor there. Obviously, I don't expect him to be a super great film critic at age 15, but
that's prime working age right there.
honestly, yeah. And you know what? He's in there, and this is why I appreciate he is being taught that his labor is what makes him worth anything in this world, and that he's only worth the product that he produces.
Exactly.
So don't you worry that he is out there in the mines, especially now. Even if that message of Barbie went over his head, he is still enacting that American dream
Exactly.
of the 90-hour work week.
Those children make your Louis Vuitton dupe shoes that you need so deeply.
Exactly.
Well, we all know.
Anyway, back to Oppenheimer. I'm sorry for the tangent.
Oh, it's all right. We love hearing them. Mm-hmm. But Oppenheimer died of throat cancer.
Which is something kind of surprising. When we were doing our research for this episode, we were like, he had to have blown his head off, right? I mean, that's where I would have been.
we thought he would have killed himself, but upon finding this out, we started to think and we realized there's only one clear solution to his death that really solved the theme of the message, and we realized everyone got completely wrong. Mm-hmm. Would you like to introduce it?
Well, again, it's hard to see them not representing this idea well, but the hypothesis is...
No, not a hypothesis. This is a fact.
This is proven by...
This is proven
I'm
by
so
Harvard
sorry.
Law.
I know. I shouldn't be second-guessing myself. I'm second-guessing myself, but again, we speak facts here.
Yes.
The next scratcher that Oppenheimer loved, he had some just unfathomable scratches on his neck that he had to fix. That was what was the so-called bomb. It happened to have the unfortunate effect of being an explosive nuclear bomb. But he invented it as a neck scratcher to scratch his itch.
And that's how he got throat cancer, because he used this nuclear bomb as a neck scratcher, which he didn't know any better. But one night, Oppenheimer was sleeping, in New England, and he heard a clatter, and he woke up, and his neck scratcher was gone. The next day, he finds out some country in the middle of nowhere in the Pacific, just some giant fireball went off, and he's like, what the hell? What happened? His neck scratcher happened.
Exactly. And I mean, the throat cancer coming along later in the day, that was just like, kicking somebody while they're down.
Exactly.
He had his favorite neck scratcher stolen. He got throat cancer later. Like, everybody's calling him this horrible guy. Like, he could not catch a break.
Yeah, and a really minute part of that is that, yes, the neck scratcher was gone. Yes, all that. But then also a small part of it, like 300,000 people died. Just a side note.
But his neck itched so bad.
It's so
and
bad.
And that's what they're not talking about. And I was really hoping to see that in the new Oppenheimer film.
They didn't mention it once.
Exactly. It's really disappointing to see such seminal film and such seminal work in the media and in the pop culture not focus on these very important issues.
Exactly. I've heard that his neck scratcher did not get the. They portrayed him as some genius who made this bomb, knowing what it was going to do, But he didn't. He's just a guy who made a neck scratcher.
Exactly. And aren't we all, in some way, just some guy trying to make a neck scratcher?
Indeed.
Sometimes we get it stolen.
Sometimes it kills hundreds of thousands of people. But that's
the way of the world. And sometimes we die from throat cancer later.
Indeed. It's what happens, but
it's unfortunate. So, I mean, our professional recommendation would be Oppenheimer 2, I would say.
The scratching.
Yeah. I think that would really do justice to his narrative and what's been hidden from history.
Exactly. Society's not ready for this, though. Neither they're not ready for the Barbie movie. This interpretation.
It's 100%. It's just another case of, people are seeing what they want to see.
Exactly.
In these movies.
They're simplistic. They think that these movie themes are cut and dry when they're not.
Exactly.
They're much deeper than they think.
Yeah, but that's okay. That's why we have people to analyze, and we're happy to be able to discuss these topics with you. It's really refreshing to hear from somebody who's so committed to, recognizing truth and history in the situation.
No, we give the truth here. The truth is important, and we make sure we disperse it accordingly, because CNN, Fox, all those news streams, they just want to give you that garbage.
They have an agenda. They all have an agenda. We're here with no agenda. We're here to give honesty to the people.
Yes, neck scratchers and child labor
disperse the honesty, just like Hiroshima.
And Nagasaki.
Okay, I take that one back. I feel bad about that one.
Well, that was all for our newest episode of Two Wizards, One Orb. One Orb. All right. You probably won't hear from us for a while because I won't be home for a while, but here's this to satisfy your needs. All right,
Scratch the itch.
Scratch the itch, everyone. Scratch that damn itch.
That's right.
Good night.
Thank you.